Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit asbgold.com. That's asbgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
What is going on in the world and in my great country? Dominic Carter here with you folks on this Mother's Day, 11 p.m. hour, 800-848-9222. It bears repeating what's going on in the world and in my great country. President Trump rejecting Iran's latest peace offer. We see your telephone calls coming in a moment. I'm going to James in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the first caller of the night. This is after Iran, and we see your other calls coming in, refuses to negotiate its nuclear program. President Trump calls this totally unacceptable. I mean, this was what this was all about. And Iran thinks that they're going to leave this off the table. These folks are absolutely batty on the other side. So all of this is going on, but I'm still betting on the Trump administration. What's going on, folks? I'm often asked a question by activists on the left, and even one of my friends. He doesn't know any better. And the question goes like this, as I'm about to start with your telephone calls on this Sunday evening. Are you, Dominic Carter, a black man first? Let me be very clear. It's easy to answer that question. And that's why I started with what's going on in our great country and in the world. I am an American first who happens to be a man of color. I don't even understand why we have to specify this, but to me is easy as can be, because I love my country very much. What am I talking about? Well, there's good and bad just the last few days. Yesterday, I'm starting with the good. My family and I were in Nutley, New Jersey. People came from as far away as Connecticut to see us, to greet us, to hear us. I am an American first. The fact of the matter is my family, my personal family, has spent decades in my shadow. And now to see my son put his suit on, to see my son posing for pictures, to see my son, my special needs son, signing autographs, to see my wife, who is a very, very private person, now being invited to many different locations to come speak about our son, her new book, and special needs children, to see my daughter come down from Rhode Island to join us for this discussion, to serve as a moderator, if you will, between her mother, father, and brother. It doesn't get much better than that. And I have to thank Lisa, lead organizer on this event yesterday, retired law enforcement, John Mancini, and also the folks that came out for the second time to hear us, Francis from Nutley, New Jersey, Deirdre from the nearby community, folks showing love. I am an American first. So that's the positive. Now the negative. I don't want to be reckless. And if I say that I hope that this individual is raped in prison tonight, oh, Dominic is advocating sexual violence against criminal people that haven't been convicted of anything. That's the way the emails go, right? But I really do hope this guy is raped tonight, to start out with. Footage capturing the horrific moment that this nut fatally shoved a beloved 76-year-old former teacher down a flight of concrete stairs at a Manhattan subway station in Chelsea. I used to work in Chelsea. This man's not bothering anybody. And this smiling nut by the name of Ramil Burke, 32 years old, he was a one-time successful Broadway dancer, has now been charged with murder, is now finally being held without bail at Rikers Island. How many times does the system have to fail? We spend billions of dollars on criminal justice, on dealing with the homeless, on dealing with the mentally ill, but because we have people on the left that, oh, you can't put them in jail. You have to give them time after time after time after time after time after time. These things happen. These things happen. So a retired elderly educator, Ross Falzone, he was walking towards the 18th Street subway station in Chelsea around 3:30 p.m. Thursday when this nut walks up behind him without warning, so he has no way to prepare his body for what's about to happen, to hold the banister. Folks, have you ever thought about the subway stations when you're walking down those concrete stairs, how hard that stuff is? That's instant death if you hit your head. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So I return to my question, what is going on in the world and in my great country? But I want to take one or two of your telephone calls before we go in detail on these issues. I'm here with you as I am every Sunday until 1 a.m. 800-848-9222. Let's start with James in Pittsburgh. James, good evening on this Mother's Day. What's on your mind?
Hi, how are you? You know the guy who said you want to get raped? Is he a gay ballet person? What is he? Because I'm gay. You know, I'm going to tell you one thing, reporter. You've demonized me, and my people say we're predators.
Wait. James, wait, hold on.
No.
Hold on. Don't talk. James, don't talk a mile a minute. I'll listen to what you're saying. Now, you said I've demonized you. I've never talked to you before a day in my life. What are you talking about?
I'm gay, and I'm like reporters.
Okay, so wait. So wait a minute. You don't have to talk a mile a minute so we can all follow you. So what you're trying to say is now you're changing your story to say I demonize others, but now not you specifically, correct?
I'm gay. You know what?
Okay, so wait a minute, James, I just want to follow you. You said that I demonized you specifically. How have I demonized you?
My name is Mr. Package. Have you heard of the reporter in Roanoke?
Okay, wait, no. Because if we do this one more time, you're going to meet Mr. Click. How have I demonized you? I have never talked to you a day in my life. What are you talking about? Oh, your mother. How about that? He just used, now we beeped it out, he just used the N-word. Literally the N-word. That's your mother. It's not me. You're the one that's classless. You're the one that can't articulate your point of view. You're the one that's a total nutcase. Your mother is an N. And that's probably who she's with right now. Let's go to Susan, line 3, Corning, New York. Susan, what's on your mind?
Okay, well, Dominic, I lived in New York City from 1980 to 2020. And through all the time, especially under Giuliani, a subway, someone getting pushed or dying in the subways was very rare, very rare. And
it was.
Now, if you just look since it was shortly after Adams was elected, where the first big one happened with that executive, that Wall Street, a stellar woman who was pushed and killed on the Upper East Side, and you just go look through how many innocent people died, and it's continuing. Just a few weeks ago, the veteran who survived cancer and then was
correct.
It's just on and on and on. Now, this is not normal. It did not happen. I'm a witness of it. I lived in Manhattan and Brooklyn, rode the subways, very aware, and I don't know Dominic, what do you think?
I think that, do you want the political answer or do you want my honest answer?
Of course your honest answer. I'm telling you this about and you know what? I'm going to write down every person, what they did. I remember Park Slope, the kid he was like in his 40s, Goldman Sachs, was going in to have brunch with friends, was murdered on the subway on a Sunday. I remember all of them, and then remember Elizabeth Gomez, how she was beaten to a pulp and lost her eyesight, not on the subway, but in a subway station. This is just like the Night of the Living Dead, the subways.
Well, not just the subways, the city of New York. This is what happens, and I'm going to give you the honest answer, Susan. This is what happens when you elect a socialist as mayor. This is what happens. You know, we want everybody to vote. But the truth is, and it pains me terribly to say this, everybody should not be allowed to vote. Because you have people in certain communities that vote for somebody, whether they're a former rapper. These are literally issues that they go into the voting booth with. They promise them free things, and they say, oh, I like that person, and they're never going to deliver on anything free. And Mamdani is starting to carry out his agenda. And part of his agenda, though he did issue a tired statement on this man being pushed down the subway stairs, that he wants to know how this happened, and what's up with this psychological services at Bellevue. How could this happen where you question this man just hours before and hours after, and then this happens? This is what happens when a socialist is elected. The lead issue becomes take everybody's money, the rich, demonize the rich, and ignore the crime. This is what happens. This is what happens. And again, I'm sorry, and it pains me, Susan, terribly to say this. Mm-hmm. Certain people shouldn't be allowed to vote. They really shouldn't. Because you have a team in the mayor's race that teamed up with each other to do away with Cuomo, and now we're stuck with this for the next 3.5 years, and it's horrible. So, I mean, but you are correct, Susan, that these things, every now and then you would hear about them. Mm-hmm. But what's happening now, I'll give you the final word before I move on. What's happening now, it's just completely unacceptable. And I'm going to be honest with you again on something else. No one can tell me any different. These are racial incidents that are occurring. 9 times out of 10, the suspect is black, the victim is white, or the victim looks white. And you're talking about people that I grew up, Susan, with these people. I know the mindset. I'm talking about the attackers. They blame everybody for the fact that their lives didn't amount to jack you know what. And then they snap mentally, and then they want to take it out on any and every white person that they can find. That's the truth. Nobody wants to deal with the truth, but that's the truth. And that's what happened with this 76-year-old. I mean, the only thing I can hope, Susan, before I give you the final word, is that death was immediate, and I doubt that it was, so that he wouldn't be in pain. You have the final word. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dominic, but this started the whole this real just brazen things. It was starting under de Blasio, but it culminated under when Mayor Adams, shortly after he first got elected, within weeks, this pushing of people, innocent people on their way to work, has become like an epidemic. If you look at the number compared to, if you took the last 10 years and prior to that, under Giuliani and Bloomberg, it's usually with someone that was drunk, fell into the subway stations. People were not getting pushed like this.
Correct.
It's random. There was a woman who worked in the Department of Health who got pushed down the stairs somewhere in Williamsburg, then got beaten by a hammer. We're talking about violent, outrageous, and this will be going on for years now.
I just told you, though, what's going on. The fact of the matter is, when these lowlifes see weakness, they pounce on it, just like animals pounce on other animals that are weak, right? And so they see a system. Okay, what's the best way to say this? We're the prey right now. And I'm sorry, Dominic, you're not supposed to say this. This 76-year-old that was shoved to his death, if an officer had blew this suspect's brains out, then these types of things would stop happening. But and I got to move on, Susan, for all the other calls. Thank you for the great call. Until we get serious about fighting back with these incidents and with crime, they will continue to happen. They will get more brazen. It will get actually worse. Let's go to Ryan, line 4 in Boston. Ryan, what's on your mind?
Dominic, what's going on, man? Hey, I'm a first-time caller, and I just want to compliment you. I listen to you every night. You know what I mean? You provide me entertainment, and you're awesome. And you know what? You don't deserve what that person that called earlier was just out of control. And I just want to compliment you, man. I listen to you every night.
Well, thank you, Ryan. Ryan, you don't think I know that was a nut job to begin with? And I could care less what he calls
I know
me.
it.
You know, he can use a racial slur because he can't communicate, and so it's easy to call me the N-word. You know, it's easy and to say you know, the F word, F-U-N, okay? And he thinks he's proud right now, but the person that did that, are you proud with your life, sir? I guarantee you I can look at your life and guarantee that you ain't about jack you know what. And
absolutely, you're right.
You're miserable, and so you think I'm an easy target, but you have no idea what you're up against. Hey, Ryan, I really appreciate your comment, man. Thank you. Hey, did you do anything great for your mom?
Well, yeah, my mom is 78 years old now. So
Wow.
we had a basic normal day. You know what I mean? I have 3 sisters, so we just hung out. You know what I mean? We had
That's
a few beers. We had a few beers, to be honest with you. You know, we had a good time. But, yeah, we had a great day, man. I hope you and your family had a great day as well, man.
Well, we did. I'm tired from yesterday, and I got to get up to Boston. I love your waterfront area, so I got to get up there pretty soon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your call. Folks, to put things in perspective, so I started out with, we see all your calls, what is going on in the world and in my great country. I want you to listen to this. This is from WABC TV. 76-year-old retired teacher in Chelsea. I used to work in Chelsea. I was in Chelsea when it was on the come up, and it's beautiful now, you know. And so this is an area, you know, every day I used to go for lunch on 14th Street, right? And I worked at 9th Avenue right in the Chelsea market, right? And so this happened at the subway station on 18th Street, right? This man pushed to his death. And then as the nut is arraigned, he's smiling ear to ear. And that's why I said, what should happen to him tonight in prison, since he's got nothing but smiles? I guarantee you won't be smiling tomorrow if that happens. I guarantee you that'll take that stupid smirk off your face. Right? So, wait a minute. Before I get to what happened, I see we have a call on line 5. It says Joe in Connecticut. And I think this is the same Joe that was at the event that drove from Connecticut with his wife. Line 5. Is that this Joe? Is it you, Joe?
Dominic, happy Mother's Day, and yes, it is me.
Well, you are. Hey, Joe.
Wife and I had a great time.
Joe, I got to tell you something, man. Can I say what you acknowledged to me about your health issues, or you prefer for that to stay private?
Kind of stay private.
Okay, stay private. All right, it'll stay private. But for you to walk up to my son, and I haven't posted the pictures yet because I haven't had 5 minutes to catch my breath. But I've been thinking about you, man, since the event. For you to show up, for your wife to show up, I don't think you understand how much it humbles me that you drove on a Saturday from Connecticut to Nutley, New Jersey to come share in the event with us. And it means the world to me, man. One, is your wife a mom?
No, we're not.
Okay, she's not.
We weren't able to have kids.
All right. Okay. That's okay. Right. Maybe I shouldn't have asked the question, but what made you come over on Saturday? Because wait, Joe, it's important that you hear this. I will never forget your kindness, ever. You now stand out in life, you and your wife, the love that you showed. Why did you come out?
I came out because of my background that we discussed. Right. And also I told my wife, I heard you on talking with your wife earlier in the year about the situation you have with your son. And I told her,
my son has epilepsy.
Come down. I have to come down. I said, I don't care. I was supposed to do something different Saturday. No, I am making every effort to come down. And you're coming with me. Now we had a little blessed event happen. I am now a great uncle. And so is my wife's great aunt. We have a little great niece that was born on Wednesday, Sophia Maria.
Wow. Congratulations.
I have photos that we took, and I need to get hold of you offline on where I can send them to you.
If you could reach me at dominic.carter@wabcradio.com. When you send them to me, can I post them?
Yes.
Okay. You got my email address right there.
Photo of your son.
I have a photo of you and my son as well, and I'm going to post it. And see, Joe, what I don't think you understand, man, when you have a son with epilepsy and a learning disability, my son is a warm, gentle soul, but there aren't many smiles through the years. And the smile that you brought out on his face with my son signing autographs, these are things that will stick with him for life. And, Joe, I got to take a break. I hope that you can call me the 3 p.m. show Monday because I need to continue this conversation. I will never forget the kindness, the smile, the handshake from you and from meeting your lovely wife and from us taking the photos. God bless you, man, and thank you very much.
You too. Regards to your family.
Thank you. So please, if you get a chance, give me a call at 3 p.m. show and I can continue this conversation. Folks, it is time for a break. We see all of your telephone calls. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back. So I had a great Saturday in Nutley, New Jersey. And then I looked at the headlines. And generally, folks, because I get one day off a week, generally speaking, on Friday and Saturday, I shut down. Generally speaking, Friday night through Saturday, no social media, no anything, just shut down. And I'm looking at this nut being arraigned, and he's smiling ear to ear. I couldn't be a court officer or a correction officer because the moment I got him in private, away from the public, he wouldn't have been smiling no more. I assure you of that. After he allegedly, this guy was a one-man crime spree, and then pushes, allegedly, a 76-year-old down a flight of subway steps when you're entering the subway station. Instant death. Instant death. We see all your calls. If you're trying to get through, folks, just wait a minute or two and then hit redial. I'm going to try and get to as many calls as I can within the course of the next hour and a half. But first, I want you to listen to this. This is the report from WABC TV in terms of what happened to this 76-year-old retired special ed teacher.
But first, a 76-year-old man killed after being shoved down subway stairs by a stranger. The question tonight, why was the man in police custody in the streets in the first place? And good evening, everyone. 6 o'clock. I'm Bill Ritter.
And I'm Liz John. We're going to begin with those disturbing questions tonight about the death of a man who was pushed down the 18th Street station last night in Manhattan. The person of interest in custody is no stranger to the NYPD.
That's because cops say they saw him acting erratically before the attack and had taken him to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. But he was released an hour later.
Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore is live in Chelsea with our lead story tonight. Crystal.
Good evening. Police have yet to identify the suspect. They say they arrested at Penn Station just a few hours ago, but we did speak exclusively with the sister of the victim who learned from us that the suspect was in the hands of the NYPD just hours before this attack. She says she's devastated that this all could have been avoided.
He wouldn't hurt anybody. He's a bag of bones. He's not even 100 pounds.
Donna Falzone just celebrated her birthday in Manhattan with her brother Ross Falzone and was planning another trip to visit him from Pennsylvania when she got some horrifying news.
I mean, to get a call like that at 4 o'clock in the morning, to find out your brother's minding his own business, 3 witnesses, and pushed down the steps and left for dead. There's not amount of anger that we can express and shock.
Police have arrested a man they say is responsible for shoving the 76-year-old man from the street down these stairs that lead to the 18th Street subway station in Chelsea. Police say the unprovoked attack happened around 9:30 Thursday night. Falzone was rushed to Bellevue Hospital with a traumatic brain injury, fractured spine, and rib. Medics couldn't save him.
Just a caring and giving man, gave everything to his family, and he just everything.
Eyewitness News has learned the suspect was in custody hours before the attack. At 3:28 p.m., officers saw him acting erratically outside the 17th precinct. At 3:39, they took him to Bellevue Hospital as an emotionally disturbed person, and he was given a psych evaluation. At 4:39, police say he was released from Bellevue Hospital about 5 hours before he allegedly killed Falzone.
This is really messed up. This is really messed up. This could have been avoided.
Could have been avoided, should have been avoided, wasn't avoided. Things won't get better until we have accountability. I don't know those involved at Bellevue Hospital, but the first thing that comes to mind is this is why we can't have DEI. Number one, you got to have the most qualified people. Number two, the psychiatrist that examined this man, and I'm assuming that, okay, let's stop. Let's rewind. If the NYPD brings in someone for a psych evaluation and they're released an hour later, that means somebody screwed up. That means somebody should be losing their career. That means people should be fired. You can't just keep pushing things under the rug and think they're going to get better. Bellevue, a leading facility of, and I had to pause because Bellevue is one of the places that my mother was locked up at when I look at her psychiatric records. But Bellevue is a legendary, if you will, place for dealing with the mentally ill. It's also known for housing those from Rikers when they have to get medical attention. But somebody and somebodies, they must lose their jobs over this. They bring this guy in for a psych evaluation. If you had only kept him in custody, a 76-year-old retired school teacher would be alive today. It really is that simple. But we push everything under the rug. We look the other way. Nobody's held accountable. It's horrible. 800-848-9222. Let's go to Viviana. Line 4, Brooklyn. On this Sunday evening, we say good evening to you. What's on your mind?
Good evening to you, Dominic. I so enjoyed your wife and you and how we spoke this week. I called you, Dominic, because I normally teach poll workers their lessons, how to be a poll worker. And because everything, I had to take the train, the R train from 95th Street towards Metro Tech. Because of so many things that were happening on the train, my husband escorted me. And I said, okay, we'll go. And we sat and everything looks normal for a while. Then a young man, he happened to be African-American, sits a catty corner to us. He's very animated and he's drawing on a pad. And I said, oh, okay, very creative, things like that. But I sensed, as a chaplain, something was going on there. When a Caucasian couple went to try to sit next to him, he told the man, get your effing ass out of my face. I motioned to the woman, please go in the other direction. And then this individual started mumbling to himself, saying, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to effing stick a knife through your neck. And just kept on mumbling like that and looking in their direction. I started to pray. And I said, Lord, contain the anger, contain this. And when we were getting ready to get off at Metro, I said, I have to find a policeman and let him know that he's still on the train. He decided to get off at the same time, but there was no way to get anyone to look after this man. And had he just been more ignited, like if that man had come near him again, we don't know what would have happened. So the mayor and the commissioner are not telling us the truth. This is
of course
really,
not. They're
really
lying
dangerous.
to you on crime stats. They're just outright lying. They
Mm-hmm.
you know, they don't take reports, meaning they force police commanders to change the reporting process. It's almost impossible to file a police report for what actually happened. And all this is doing is emboldening these nuts even more, where they literally feel they have all the power. And guess what, Viviana? They do. Because Black Lives Matter. Oh, we don't want plainclothes police units. We just want our $1 million cut so we can go buy a mansion. I mean, it's all messed up. And until we return to law and order, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. Well, I'm glad that your husband escorted you, and I'm glad. Go ahead quickly, because I got to move on.
Can I make one more point?
Quickly,
Dominic,
go ahead.
You have to keep on getting more. One of the things I believe, as we speak up and speak out, and I admire you for bringing this up, we need to charge the state assembly and Hochul for this cashless bail situation and really lobby to get them to turn it around. It is killing us to have people going in and out of the system and not having to face consequences.
You're correct. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Then to have the nerve to run for re-election and proudly run for a re-election. Let's go to line 2, Jeff in New Jersey. Jeff, good evening. What's on your mind?
Dominic, I met you again yesterday in Nutley. The one that said to you, when do you ever sleep? But I did want to mention.
I remember now. Yes.
When I was growing up, they said I had a learning disability. We proved them wrong, and I went to college. I actually taught for a while. But I wanted to just mention something for your son. I worked at a supermarket as well when I was in college. Your wife had mentioned your daughter about getting him out of his shell. And Toastmasters International, it's a public speaking organization. And there are chapters all around the world, all around the country. And you join them, and they help you become a speaker, or you better your speaking skills. So potentially, maybe you want to look into that to help out your son. You'll get him speaking and get him out of his shell. But I met your whole family. I bought one of your T-shirts. I enjoyed the day, and people just were so sincere about each other. It was really nice. It was a nice day.
Folks were, and thank you for the call, Jeff, and for the love. People were sincere. Folks, I'm not stupid. I know that you have a million things you can do with your time on any given day. And for you to wake up on a Saturday and come to Nutley, New Jersey, and spend 2 hours with me, my wife, my daughter, my son, with Lisa, with John, with all the folks that were there, showing all the love. It's just remarkable, and it just touches my heart dearly. And so other issues I want to deal with, right? I haven't even scratched the surface this evening, of what we want to deal with. We haven't really gotten to Iran yet, right? We haven't really gotten to the situation of the woman that was hysteria and wanted to jump off the building in Brooklyn, and the NYPD came to her aid and saved her life. The men and women of law enforcement. So much for us to get to on this Sunday night. And the number to reach me is 800-848-9222. Let's see here. Let's go. See, I see it says here, Patrick in New Jersey, that de Blasio took the money from the homeless. I don't know if that's necessarily true, Patrick. That's what Mr. 7% pushed. The money the First Lady couldn't show. Let's go ahead and bring Patrick in. She couldn't show where it went, but no one's accused them of literally stealing the money. Let's hear what you have to say, Patrick. Go right ahead.
Good evening, Dominic, and I hope your wife's book does very well.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say.
But we need to have an investigation on that money.
Now, that's fair. That's fair.
A lot of money. You're talking into, what, billions? A couple of billions of dollars?
I think it was 7 million. But you got to understand, that was pushed by Mr. 7%. And anything that comes out of his mouth, you have to take with a grain of salt, to be honest with you.
He'll be out of his job in about 6 months.
This is true.
Yeah. And also...
But I agree with you. There's nothing wrong with an investigation. Yes. Let's find out exactly where the money went. But anyway, go ahead, Patrick.
I'd like to see.
Right.
Right. I mean, and now, and I don't see Mandani saying anything about this poor man that died, that got pushed off the...
He issued a statement.
Yeah.
Now, Patrick, when the cops, rightfully so, shot the schizophrenic man, who happened to be Middle American or Indian American, Mamdani ran to the hospital and said, "Don't prosecute him." 76-year-old man pushed down the stairs and killed. He issues a statement. So if that doesn't tell you all you need to know, I don't know what will.
Well, isn't the mayor supposed to be colorblind?
Not this mayor.
You know it and I know it, so it's...
Right. Hey, Patrick, thank you. It is what it is. Thank you for the great call. Let's go to line 5, Al in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Al, what's on your mind? Al, are you there? Going once, going twice. Al, are you there?
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Okay, Al, you're wasting time. Go ahead.
Hello?
This is the last time I'm going to say it. But I've lost about 40 seconds with your nonsense. Make your point or I'm moving on.
Okay. I want to ask the question of if we don't get any oil from Iran. Why is the price of gasoline going up?
Well, the cost of oil is going up. And once the price of oil goes up, not just gas, everything goes up. Al, do me a favor. The next time you call a radio station, you got to be ready to go. Because most hosts are not going to waste 30 seconds waiting for you to come to the phone. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back. Moms, I hope you had the best day ever. I really do. I'm going to get in trouble because I'm not going to remember everyone, but Liz in Florida, Sandra in New Jersey, her name will come back to me in Staten Island in just a second. She is an absolute sweetheart, great cook. It's just, folks, I am very tired, and it's very hard to remember right now. But Dominic Carter here with you folks, and Pepsodent on my Twitter, on my X, just posted something. It says time to move. Source WGN TV. And I've delivered speeches in Mississippi, I'd say like 4 or 5 times, right? And I would often go to Mississippi, right, to Jacksonville, and then I'd drive 2 hours to New Orleans, hang out in New Orleans, go back to Jackson, deliver the speech. But anyway, it says here, welcome to Mississippi. This is a billboard where the firing squad is legal. Think twice, right? So the socialist mayor of New York City and his racist wife, and Miss Israel bumps into her in a Brooklyn cafe, and Miss Israel recently appeared on News Nation describing the interaction that she had with New York's First Lady.
How did she find out that you were Miss Israel when you sat there and asked her for a photo?
So I initially I was shocked that I even, was in the same room as her, because what are the odds? Like two very staunch advocates on both extreme sides. And I didn't know how nice she would be. So I just introduced myself as Melanie. I didn't tell her that I was Miss Israel at first. And then after I realized, this girl is being nice, maybe we can have a conversation, I said, I'm actually Miss Israel. And I saw her face kind of turn sour, as much as she was trying to conceal it behind the politeness.
So she obviously didn't want to give you any of her time. She is the First Lady of New York City. You'd think that she'd want to interact with all kinds of people, New Yorkers who live there. What were your hopes for a conversation with her? As you said, you guys are on opposite sides. She has been very outwardly pro-Hamas in some of the cartoons that she has drawn. She liked pro-October 7th posts on the internet. She's denied that women were raped on October 7th. Of course, lots of Americans were killed on that day as well in that terrorist attack. So what was your hope in having her sit down with you and have a discussion?
Yeah, so part of my role and what I've actually been in the U.S. for the last month doing is talking to hundreds of people and going to speak for different communities on different campuses and just trying to engage with people in conversations, no matter what side they stand on, just to try to understand and get a mutual understanding between people. And that's kind of what I told her the moment I started seeing her reaction when I said who I was and where I was from. I told her, listen, in all honesty, I was disappointed to see the rhetoric that you're pushing and promoting and liking online. But part of my role and part of my ideology as an Israeli is to have productive dialogue with anybody, no matter who they are, as long as we're not dehumanizing one another. Mm-hmm. And she pretty much brushed me off. Like I said, she was trying to be cordial because at the end of the day, she is the mayor's wife. But, I've also heard a lot of people saying that, maybe she was just trying to sit at a cafe and not engage. And honestly, I just don't subscribe to that, because I feel like she has used her and Mamdani have used this excuse of her being a private person only when it suited them. But in the end of the day, this is a woman that has 2 million followers on Instagram and consistently posts very, very loud and polarized opinions and content surrounding this conflict. So as somebody that is not a private person, let's be honest, I was just shocked that she was unwilling to engage, because if you're so passionate about the topic, I mean, here you have an opportunity.
An opportunity that the First Lady of New York City was not interested in. But, I can go on and on and on as far as the mothers for Mother's Day. There's DMS, there's Debbie Lebedo, Staten Island. But before this hour is over, and I'm short on time, I want to get to the NYPD, right? Oh, you want to criticize. Well, give them credit when things go great. A woman's suicidal. She's on the ledge, on the other side of the ledge, seconds away from death, about to jump, and the NYPD goes into action.
Ma'am? Hi, ma'am. Don't do it. Please don't do it, ma'am. Keith, what's your name? My name's Officer Aban. What's your name, ma'am? What's your name? Can I come closer?
Talk to us. What's your name?
What's your name, ma'am? My name's Nicholas. Oh, what's going on? No. Please don't do it. We care about you. Listen, we care about you. We don't want to see you hurt yourself, okay? We don't want to see you hurt yourself, okay? Can I come closer? Yes?
This is the NYPD. So now they're trying to get the harness around the officer. And think about this. They got to climb on the other side of safety. If they slip, instant death. The woman's barely holding on. 2 officers climb over the railing. One you see with the harness on in case he goes over and she goes over with him, that they won't smash into the ground. And the conversation and the situation continued.
Hey, I'm here now, okay? Listen, I'm here now, okay? I told you I was going to come and help you, right? I told you that, right? So listen to me. We're going to do this together, okay? We can sit here for 10 minutes. We can sit here for half an hour. I just want to make sure, look at me in my eyes, okay? I want to make sure that you're safe and that you're okay. Like I said, whatever it is that you may be going through, okay? I want to help you. I will personally help you, okay? Okay. Can we go back over?
No.
You don't want to go back over?
Not yet.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Hey, listen, I have you. Okay? Look at me. I have you. Trust me and believe me, I have you. Okay? We're going to do this together, okay? I'm here with you. We're going to get through this together, okay? I promise that. Listen, look where we're at. We have the best view in the city, right? We're here together, okay? We'll get you a new phone, all right? We'll talk to your mom. We'll get you a new phone, okay? All right? And we have you. Come on. Help us stand up. Come on, come help us, okay? It's okay. We have you. We have you. We have you.
Your arm over here. Your arm on the other side. Thank you. You're right. Good to go. All right. You got it.
That's actual audio from NYPD body cam videos. Thank you, NYPD. People criticize you all the time. You are the greatest law enforcement agency in the country, in the world. A few seconds break. I'm coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we will get to Iran in just a moment. But what is going on in the world and in our great country? When we're being honest about this, we have lowered standards so badly that AOC, are you down with AOC? No, not me. That AOC is being talked about as a serious presidential candidate on the Democratic side. She wants to take every dime you have, just like Mom Donnie, cut from the same cloth, and give it to others while she travels on private jets. So I want to make sure I got this right, and I'm getting to Iran in just 1 second, and we see your telephone calls. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. So you want to take perhaps the dumbest member of Congress that ran Amazon out of Long Island City, and you want to make her the Democrat nominee for president. If that's the case, you might as well bring back Kamala and lose every battleground state again. I'll have more on Kamala in a few minutes. But this is what's wrong with America. She doesn't want to lock up criminals. She wants all illegals to have health care. Well, who's going to pay for it, AOC? I don't know. I used to be a bartender. Would you like a gin and tonic? Literally, that's what we're talking about. Oh, I'm from the hood. I'm from the Bronx. No, you're not. You're from Westchester. I don't know why anybody sees that as a badge of honor. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from the hood. And I don't see it as a badge of honor. I want to run away from it as far as humanly possible. AOC talked about as the Democrat nominee for president. So, you know what, folks? I see here we have Mr. Negative, Peter in Harlem, on line 4. He's going to tell you I'm anti-black, I'm this, I'm that. Let's see what he has to say here. Let's go to Peter in Harlem. Before I get to any substance, any of the issues, tell me, Peter, how I'm anti-black this morning. Go right ahead. Good morning.
Dominic, you're cute. I didn't call for that reason. But what I want to specify, and maybe you don't know it, but DEI and affirmative action benefited white women most. So I think this Lizzie sitting there should be offended that every time you speak to her, you think she got her job as a handout.
Wait, oh, you mean, okay, so wait a minute. So you said DEI and by the way, I hear the police siren. You live in Harlem. So shouldn't that tell you something that I can hear the police siren outside your window? Shouldn't that tell you something, Peter?
It means the police are doing their job like they're supposed to.
It means that crime is out of control in Harlem. No, that's what it means.
Dominic, calm down. You once said that you thought you were the black Bob Grant, which is ludicrous for a black man to say that. Because
why is it first of all, okay, let's break that down. Wait a minute, Peter. Peter, hold on 1 second. We're before a national audience right now. So folks that don't know, Bob Grant was legendary in New York. He was beloved, but some said that he was racist. And so I have been referred to as the black Bob Grant. Now, Peter,
are you proud of that?
You could put it on, you can give me an award with that. But let me tell you why. And let me tell you why your position makes no sense. You do understand, Peter, wait a minute. I'm going to give you your say. Peter, I'm going to give you your say before you hang up.
I'm sorry.
Okay, cause you know how you do. You can't take the heat and then you hang up. So listen.
No, I'm trying to be sympathetic to you.
Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, I'm trying to explain to you why it's a badge of honor, but you just keep talking. Okay, you asked me a question. Do you want me to answer it or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't want me to answer it, I don't have to answer it. You asked me the question. Any second he's going to hang up, folks. You asked me the question. Do you want me to answer it or not?
I said answer it. You keep
okay, well, I can't answer it if you're running your mouth. Right? I speak, you speak. I'm in business, Peter. My ratings, particularly on Sunday night, dominate the New York tri-state area. Not AM, all radio stations. This is business. Bob Grant was legendary in terms of business and ratings. What's not to be proud of?
Can I speak now?
Go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay, Bob Grant was an individual who was ashamed of his ethnicity, so he had to kowtow and cater to his former oppressors, white folks. Don't forget, Italians were known as N-I, that N-word, until blacks were able to gain entree into the mainstream society. When blacks gained mainstream, then it elevated all the other lesser white groups into the category of white. Bob Grant was a bright man, but because he was an Italian, he was looked at as inferior. Don't forget, look where Italy and look at where Hannibal conquered.
Okay, all right. Let's know. You get it. You're going into La La Land. You're getting into nutty La La Land.
No, I'm
so wait a minute. So Peter, let me ask you something. You don't want to see a black man that's got the same complexion as you. You don't want to see one of us make it? Are you listening to yourself?
Of course I do. Of course I want to see you make it, but I want you to be a man when you're doing it and not be a broad.
Okay, so wait a minute. So I give you the position. Okay, so all right, so Peter. So what do you make of this 76-year-old man that was pushed down the stairs in New York City?
Dominic, it was atrocious. It was horrendous. But that doesn't. Hey, wait a minute.
Notice the butt, folks. Quickly, the butt.
Let me finish my statement. Let me
Go ahead.
finish. Not every crime in New York is committed by blacks. There's more Oyas and Italians in this city.
Okay, all right. Okay. Let's look at that. Let's look at that for a second. Wait a minute. Let's look at that, Peter. Okay, not every crime in New York is committed by blacks. Okay, I agree with you on that, right? I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Would you say 95% of the crimes are committed by blacks in New York?
I'm not a soothsayer. I can't guess.
Okay, all right. Okay, so for argument's sake, Peter, the suspect in this case of pushing the educated down the stairs. Wait a minute. Any second, folks, America, Peter's going to hang up because he can't take the heat. Now listen, I'm asking you a question. I'm just asking you a question. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm just asking you a question. The suspect in this case, is he white, Spanish, or black? Is the suspect white, Spanish, or black? Can you answer the question?
Criminal.
Okay, now a criminal. But okay, listen. I just asked you a simple question. The suspect that's smiling ear to ear, is he white, black, or Spanish, or Asian? Which one is he?
You don't either.
Oh, I do, just like you do. Peter, one thing I'll never call you, is stupid. Now I'm an idiot. Oh, okay. I told you he would give me exactly what I wanted. He can't take the heat. And then he hangs up. You focus on crime and black communities. He's literally on the radio and you can hear the police siren in the background, and he lives in Harlem. And you hear the siren, but then he doesn't want to deal with it. And this is what happens. People like Peter, just like Peter. Oh, Mamdani's going to give black people free things. Mamdani. Mamdani says, get out of my face. I'm the mayor. I don't need you fools anymore. You went for that nonsense, you idiots. I'm the mayor. I don't need you until it's election time. Go sit down. My wife already told you what she thinks of all of you. Oh, the wife that used the N-word, right? Peter in Harlem. Mamdani, he's going to give us free stuff. Free. Let's go to Robert in Philadelphia, line 5. Robert, what's on your mind? Good morning.
Wow, what a night, Dominic. Man, this is some great radio, and that story with that cop was so real. It was really wrenching. I really appreciate you.
Hey, Robert, I'm being sarcastic here. Hey, Robert, No. Police are the worst people on earth. They don't do anything. We don't need them. You know, you saw how they patiently talked that woman off the ledge, literally. Go ahead, Robert.
That was real human. But anyway, as always, it's good to talk to you, and I hope the Carter household had a wonderful Mother's Day today. what I was calling about was, yes, your previous caller hasn't been checking the stats because it's really tilted in one area, and that's because of the lax police and the blue area judges and the DAs who don't want to prosecute crime. You would almost think that it was by design. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to get better right away in these blue areas because the kids coming up are getting that DEI education where whites are the oppressor and blacks are the oppressed.
Absolutely.
It has communist roots, man. They're actually being lazy about it because they took the Communist Manifesto, took out the word bourgeoisie, replaced it with white, took out the word proletariat, replaced it with black. Voila, you got the Black Lives Matter manifesto. And it's still political, but it's so detrimental to our society, and I don't know how we're going to counter that in blue areas. I'm so lucky I like my grandson's school, and he's doing well, and I just feel bad for the kids that are coming up in these blue areas that aren't being given a future, man. The left seems like they don't want educated, civic-minded citizens. They want foot soldiers for their stupid socialist revolution, and it makes me so angry because these kids don't have a chance, Dominic, and the left does not care. Boy, I wish people would wake up, man.
Well, they're not going to wake up, Robert. It's unfortunate. It's so warped that if you listen to the conversation that I just had with Peter, he said, you're proud to be called Bob Grant. Why would I not be proud to be called a successful broadcaster with high ratings and all the trappings that come with high ratings? Why would I? See, we're so lost that if you're not arguing black, like, what was that fool in Texas that just lost, the congresswoman? I'm up against a break, Robert, so I gotta move on. But I got nothing but love for you, man. And thank you for the wonderful call. What's her name? Jasmine Crockett, that fool in Texas that just lost, right? Unless you running game like Jasmine Crockett with all that nonsense, then they don't want to hear it. If you're talking like Jasmine Crockett, you're a star. You see how well that worked, right? Didn't work at all. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
So what I started out with, you down with AOC? No, not me. To my Democrat friends, shouldn't that tell you all that you need to know? That AOC is even being mentioned as the Democrat nominee for president. I want you to listen to Republican consultant Scott Jennings on AOC. He's appearing here on CNN, potentially running for president right around the corner in 2028.
Yeah, I assume she's running. I mean, I take everybody seriously, except Newsom, who I do not take seriously.
Well, we'll talk. Put a pin in that. Go ahead.
But I take her seriously because of what Brad said. She is the energy. That's where on the left, what she does and what she says, as silly and stupid as it may be, that's where all the energy on the left is right now. You look at the primaries that are going on at this moment. They got this Plattner character in Maine. They've got lunatics running in Michigan. All the energy in these Democratic primaries are flowing towards people, and they'll forgive anything, even a Nazi tattoo, as long as you've got the right radical energy.
You literally have people.
And it's true. It really is true. So AOC, right? You can't make this stuff up. So coming up at the bottom of the hour, to folks listening to us on stations around the country, we'll show you the latest incident where a 76-year-old retired school teacher, his sister says he barely weighed 100 pounds, pushed down a flight of stairs going into a New York City subway station. These are steel stairs. It's instant death. And that's exactly what happened. He had been at Bellevue, the suspect, for a psych evaluation. He was released within an hour and then went and committed this crime. Let's see here. Let's go to Lamar, who's in Atlanta right now, line 4. Lamar, good morning. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, you mentioned the police, specifically the NYPD, and I'm going to tell you something. about the NYPD and law enforcement throughout CONUS, because we work throughout the continental United States. There's no police agency, Mr. Carter, that is sufficiently numerous or professional to be everywhere all the time. We're all familiar with the PSAs about law enforcement just being minutes away, dial 911. Unfortunately, questions of life and death are not resolved in minutes, but in seconds. And I'm going to tell you something, sir, that being familiar with New York City as I am, because I do work up there, I can tell you something with certainty and conviction. God forbid you become the target or worse, the victim of a violent crime. I can guarantee you there will be no uniformed presence to intervene on your behalf. You're going to be on your own. The point is the only real defense is self-defense. And until such time that law-abiding people are prepared to exercise their constitutional prerogative to be armed, because you can't defend yourself with a whistle, until they decide to exercise vigorously their Second Amendment right, crime will continue unabated. Until such time that men who commit crime are convinced that coming up on somebody might mean buying the farm, that means winding up 6 feet under the ground, crime will continue unabated. People have to realize the only true defense is self-defense. Thank you, Mr. Carter.
Well, thank you, Lamar. That's true. But the problem with that is we have far left politicians that if you dare defend yourself in places like New York, they will throw you in jail. Look at Daniel Penny. What happened to him? The hero Marine. He was criminally charged. So it sounds wonderful. Defend yourself, right? But how about this? How about teaching these urban children? Notice I use the word urban. To act right. How about telling their mamas to stop having babies at 13 and they don't know anything? How about that? That's a good start. How about daddy being around? Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
We see all of your telephone calls, and we're going right back to them momentarily. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. Good morning. So if I'm a correction officer on Rikers Island in New York City, right now, this very moment, I'm going to select the largest sexual deviant that I could find within my care on my unit. And I'm going to say to him, I'm going on lunch for an hour. I won't be here. You want me to have somebody put $50, $100 on your commissary? Well, I want you to see my new friend over there. This guy was just brought in on Thursday night, and he's being held without bail. And he's charged with pushing a 76-year-old man, retired teacher, barely weighs 100 pounds, special ed teacher, pushing him down a flight of concrete stairs at a Chelsea subway station in New York City. The man died. He's dead. And I'm saying I'm going on lunch for an hour. And I know somebody's going to relieve me, but I'm just going to say, you see the guy in the corner right there? That's him. I'll be back in an hour, and whatever happens, happens, right? It's a dog eat dog world, right? So I'll see you in an hour, and I hope you have a good break while I'm gone. And I say all of that because I want you to listen to this. This is part of WCBS TV in New York about what happened, 72 hours ago, barely 72 hours ago, to this 76-year-old retired special ed school teacher who was just trying to walk down the steps to enter the train to go somewhere. And this nut is seen on video walking up behind him and shoving him. And an hour prior, the NYPD had taken him to a psych evaluation, and he was released within an hour. This is from WCBS TV.
We begin with that breaking news. Police say they've arrested the man who shoved a 76-year-old down the stairs at a Chelsea subway station.
And police sources telling us the deadly attack happened just hours after the suspect was confronted by police and then released from Bellevue. Dave Carlin is live outside the 13th Precinct Station House with the latest information. Dave.
The latest information is that the unidentified suspect is in the precinct station house behind me, accused of the violent, fatal shove of a random victim. It was a fatal push. The police say sent 76-year-old Ross Falzone tumbling down the subway station staircase to his death Thursday night. Investigators and paramedics arrived at the intersection of West 18th Street and 7th Avenue around 9:30 p.m. to find the victim unconscious with a grave brain injury and a fractured spine. He was pronounced dead at the hospital.
It scares me. It scares me about a lot of things that are going on in the city.
Police say the suspect, who they say they arrested at Penn Station, was already known to them. Police confirm he had been released just hours earlier the same day after undergoing a hospital psychiatric evaluation. Police say they have security video that they did not make public that appears to show the victim unaware of danger behind him, as a suspect can be seen accelerating his pace to violently push Falzone down the stairs. Falzone lived in this Upper West Side apartment building on West 85th Street. The victim described by neighbors as a friendly, longtime resident. And we now know more about that psychiatric evaluation that police say was sparked when the suspect was seen acting erratically and holding a stick. So we know that he went to Bellevue Hospital for that. What we don't know is more information about the decision made to release him when they did.
To release him when they did. Wow. So, he was smiling from ear to ear at his arraignment, appearing before the judge. You can't make this up. So I just want to know that if I'm the CO, the correction officer, and I find Bubba about 6'7", 300 pounds, sexual deviant, that's looking at 20 years upstate, so he's got nothing to lose. And I say to Bubba, I'm going to lunch. I'll be back in an hour. Have fun. And I look the other way. I wonder if this suspect would still be smiling ear to ear. I wonder if he'll still be psychiatric when he sees I turn Bubba loose on him and I'm leaving for an hour. I wonder if he'll still be psychiatric then. I wonder if he'll still be smiling ear to ear. I'm looking at my Twitter, looking at my ex, Jilliana, down under Australia. Jilliana stating that she sent my wife, Marilyn. It says here, I hope you had a wonderful weekend and Mother's Day. I sent your wife a Mother's Day card. I was wondering if your wife received it. Look after yourself. God bless. So Jilliana, I have to admit something. I'm not good at checking the mail here at the station. And so, unfortunately, sometimes I'm not proud of it. There's this one nut that sends me these letters all the time telling me I'm not black enough. He sends a letter at least twice a month. And so so that you know, sir, I take it, I read it, and I throw it in the garbage. You'll never get a response from me if that's what your goal is. But anyway, 99% of the letters and mail are positive. So, Jilliana, to be honest with you, I haven't seen it yet. I will look later on today to see if it's there. Oh, I got to get better at that. Rather than sending a letter, it's best to send me an email. That's the best way. Guaranteed I'm going to read it. I assure you of that. Send me an email. I'll get you my Red Apple Audio Network's address, but my WABC radio address is Dominic.Carter at WABCradio.com. I'll get you my Red Apple Audio Network address, but that's the one you're guaranteed to reach me as of right now. Let's deal with Mr. Positive right now. He's going to tell me everything I'm wrong about. He's going to tell you all the issues that is no black person's fault in America, and that's Walter in Baltimore, line 5. Walter, good morning. Go ahead with your diatribe.
Yes, Dominic, I have one word for you. The government.
In 1964, LBJ signed the Civil Rights Act.
All right, Walter, I don't like history lessons because it's open to interpretation of your interpretation.
I like
well, okay,
history
LBJ, you know, Walter, I got a pet peeve with you, and if you keep it up, I'm going to stop taking your calls. Stop talking over me. I'm going to give you your say to express yourself. Stop talking over me. Now go ahead and make it quick.
Yes, the Civil Rights Act directly caused black crime to skyrocket by
that's
getting
why.
rid of the black.
That's why. Farrakhan, how do you know, Mr. Farrakhan? How do you know? How do you know, Mr. Farrakhan?
I'm not a racist like you are, and
how do you know, Mr. Farrakhan? Oh, now I'm a racist. So I'm a racist. Listen, Walter, I grew up in the projects of New York City. I'm not AOC talking the talk. I've walked the walk. You're calling me a racist, and I got out of the hood, grew up on welfare with a mentally ill mother, no father, and you're calling me a racist? So what qualifies you to make a statement like that?
I'll tell you what qualifies me, and the reason I call you racist is because you think you have to be black in order to comment on black crime. That's not true. I live...
No, but you always make excuses. Walter, you always make excuses. What qualifies you to make excuses?
I'm not making excuses.
You just said LBJ 1964, and that's why black crime. You just said that.
That's not an excuse. It's a reason. It's the government.
Oh, it's the government's fault, right? It's the government's fault. Are you serious?
100%. And not only that,
are you pulling my leg? Is this like an MTV skit?
For that express reason.
Hey, wait, Walter, are you down with an MTV skit? Are you punking me right now?
Absolutely not.
Are the cameras somewhere? You've got to be. The cameras have to be somewhere.
There is no camera. I am not punking you. You are punking yourself, Dominic.
Oh, I'm punking myself. That's why I have sky-high ratings, correct?
That's why you lie to your listeners and tell them that...
I lie.
Issues. It is not. The government did it on purpose.
Hey,
They're
Walter,
doing it now, and they don't want to fix it for a reason.
When did you become the Honorable Louis Farrakhan? When did you do that?
When did you become a third worldist who will never address the real cause of black crime?
Okay, Walter, just please answer my question. Walter, when did you become Farrakhan? That's all I'm asking you.
I'm not Farrakhan. I am a person that has a mind. I think for myself, and I don't get told by you just because you're black. That's not a reason that you could tell me what to think.
So Walter, can I ask you this respectfully? Go ahead. Can I? Are we dating each other?
How dare you? No.
We're not, right? So then why do you keep stalking me like you're my woman?
Why do you keep asking me that every time I...
now we're going to play the game of... Dominic asked me a question, so I'm going to ask her. Hey, Walter, you said we're not dating each other, correct?
I'll tell you why I call you, and I try to tell you, and you hang up each time. I
don't hang up on you, Walter. What happens? Walter, let me tell you what happens. When you go off the rails with your Farrakhan talk, or when I see the ratings start dropping, then you meet Mr. Click, because it's not in my interest to keep you on the air at that point. I can tolerate your nonsense. Do you know why I give you the airtime I do? Because you hang yourself. All the public has to do is listen to what you're saying. No one agrees with you in their right mind. But I just want to know, when did we start dating? Because you stalk me like you're my woman.
I don't stalk you. I call this show because what I hear is a disconnect from reality. Your callers don't know what they're talking about, and I want to counter it with sense.
Oh, you're countering all of us, huh? That's what you call this?
Yeah, I'm countering Gracie, I'm countering Judith, I'm countering Robert, I'm countering all of you.
Hey, Walter, You are not in Gracie's league. I wouldn't do that if I were you, and I don't think you can handle Judith. I wouldn't do that if I were you. So do you feel better about yourself, Mr. Farrakhan?
I'm no Farrakhan. I am a student. I am an explorer. I know what's what, and you don't, and you don't listen to anybody else, and you will never become smarter that way.
Okay, so Walter, I spent 40 years doing this. How many years have you been doing this?
I've been living quite a while, and I've seen it all enough, and I have studied enough, and I know what's what, and I don't have to be a radio host to know what is wrong with the black community.
Well, what did you cook for dinner? What did you cook for dinner tonight? Because I'll be off the air soon. And since you're stalking me, and since you're acting like you're my woman, what's for dinner tonight?
I am not going to engage you in this ridiculous conversation.
Hey, but Walter, every time I'm on the air, you call like a groupie. Women fans don't call me as much as you do.
I call you when I hear something that I want to counter. That's when I call you.
Like every day. Like every day. Like every day.
Not every day. I don't call every day. What are you talking about?
Well, thank you, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Walter. Make sure it's I want chicken. You know, you're going to stalk me like this and act like you're my woman. At least have a nice meal, you know, when I'm done. Thank you for the call. Folks, we see all your telephone calls. Let me go to Tom in New Jersey. Tom, I got to take a break in 35 seconds, so go right ahead with your point.
Okay, even though Dumb and Dumber are not in power anymore, I really feel like that the way things are unfolding around the country, I believe that they are very happy with the way things are and the way things are going.
You're correct, Tom. And of course, when you say really Dumb and Dumber, when you say Dumb and Dumber, you mean Biden and Kamala, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly, and we agree on that, Tom. Go ahead quickly.
It's just really amazing. It really is how the evil always gets their freaking way.
And you're correct. And that's why the evil needs to be squashed. And you know, it's not responsible for me to say this, but when that man pushed this man down the subway, I wish an off-duty cop was there to blow his brains out. And then that would send a message to the rest of these nuts that this is really not in your best interest. Tom, thank you for the great call. Time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Looking at my Twitter at my ex, the lovely Catherine Trunk says at Dominic TV, wishing your wife and daughter a beautiful Mother's Day. But you know what, Catherine? The biggest Mother's Day goes to your 97-year-old mom. We wish her a happy birthday. And she listens to the program often. Ma'am, thank you for doing so. Folks, here's how you know that I'm a little tired. I just said something that I shouldn't have said. I said that the guy that allegedly pushed this man down the subway steps, 76-year-old man to his death, that if I were a correction officer at Rikers Island, I would go on an hour break when I'd find a 6 foot, the largest guy I could find, 300 pounds, sexual deviant, and tell him I'm going on break. Here's how you know I'm tired. Because it shouldn't just be him. It should be him and his entire crew that visit this guy a little special visit. I'm fond of saying, open up a can of act right. I wonder if he'll still be psychiatric and smiling ear to ear when Bubba and his crew get to spend an hour with him at Rikers. I wonder. Inquiring minds want to know. So that's how you know I'm tired, because I only said Bubba. I forgot to put in his crew, the entire crew. They know how to deal with street justice. Let's go to Anthony, line 2 in Pittsburgh. Anthony, what's on your mind?
Well, one thing's for certain. You got to love live radio when a guy calls in and there's police sirens blaring out his window.
And he literally says, how can you point about crime in the black community? He lives in the Mecca of the black community of America in Harlem, and we're on live radio, and you hear the police siren in the background. You cannot make this up, Anthony, but go right ahead.
Perfect. You could perfectly clip that for a promo for live radio. Hey, Mom Donnie, you played a clip of him the other day and heard it on the news there, where the young female reporter, she sounded very young, was trying to ask him. She didn't organize her questions. It sounded like she was trying to ask 4 questions at the same time. He barely answered one of them. And then at the end, he says, well, the billionaires have to pay their fair share. Well, why hasn't any of these reporters asked Mr. Mondani what a billionaire's fair share of taxes is supposed to be?
Do you want the honest answer or do you want the fake answer?
Well, my guess is they're just trying to suck up to him, and so they're not going to.
No, let's be more direct. They are kissing his ass every single day. Oh, Mayor Mom Donnie, will you give me a 5-minute interview that you can post on the internet, and Mom can see me in Iowa with the mayor of New York? They kiss his ass 9-10 times a day. That's why, Anthony.
Unbelievable. And I haven't been to New York in years. I used to spend a lot of time at LaGuardia, and I want the city to succeed because when New York succeeds, America succeeds, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dominic.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Anthony. Let's go to Sandra, line 1, New Jersey. Sandra, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. I was thinking about my mother, and I think that you would have loved her. And I'll tell you why. She has a personality like Gracie. She was very, very loved by Bob Grant, Mark Simone, and Sid Rosenberg. I wish she was here today because I know she would have called into your show and you would have loved her. So when I think of Brooklyn, this is really why I'm calling. I am very, very sad because I saw an article yesterday in the Post where on 71st Street and 20th Avenue, a woman was raped violently by a neighbor, and he beat her up brutally after that. Oh,
you know what, Sandra? I saw the same article. I'm sorry, I didn't have much time for your call, but we'll follow up on this. I will talk to you again, and I'll get the details on this because I am aware of that situation. Folks, I want you to do me a favor and have a wonderful day. I am back live 3 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. You know, your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.